Thief Simulator 2 is a game that I was put off during the demo because it felt as though it was just the original game with the number 2 next to it. And then we get to release and I see the reviews start coming in and players are saying it's exactly the same as number 1. So I was steering clear of it, but I was given a key actually a little while ago. And I thought now is the time for me to jump in and see what it's like for myself and bring you guys a video and let you know if I believe it's worth buying. So normally when a game, like when a sequel, the number 2 feels closer to number 1, I will always say it's 1.5. But I'm going to say for the most part, I disagree with the reviews saying it's basically just number 1. And instead of a 1.5, I would say this is Thief Simulator 1.75 because it's pretty similar to the first game. However, there are so many quality of life improvements, there are new features, there's a lot more to do in the game. So some of it is going to feel like the first game, you're jumping in, you're doing exactly the same thing. You're going around the neighborhood, you're burgling houses, you're taking all their goodies, you're stealing their money whenever you find it in drawers and stuff, and you are basically trying to make a living to pay off your debt. When I looked in the menu, it said the debt is $500,000. So you are doing essentially the same thing, but this game runs so smooth. I kept it on its default settings pretty much. I think everything's just set to medium. I typically play games on like medium settings. I like turning off motion blur and things like that. And I'm running a 2070 Super, so an RTX 2070 Super. I've got 16 gig RAM, and I've got a Ryzen 7 3700X. And on medium settings, this game is running as smooth as butter. I've had no issues with the technical side of it. Everything's working in the game perfectly. It just feels like a huge upgrade on the first game. And possibly it could have been a 2.0 update to the first game. But I believe the developer, and I say the developer because this was created by one person, I believe they have plans to release some like really in-depth sort of DLC for this game, like whenever it does come, because there's literally one person creating this game, or one person has created it, there's one person working on it. Because I saw something mentioned in the game, I think it was one of the tooltips during the loading screen at the bottom left, and it says there's DLC planned for you to become a CEO. So I'm not sure if you're going to hire thieves to come and work for you. Like, I have no idea what it's about, but there's DLC planned. And as I said, so many quality of life improvements over the first game. However, yes, it is incredibly similar. A lot of the mechanics and features are the same. It just feels as though they've taken the first game, taken the foundation, they've polished it all up, they've added more to it, and that is your sequel. And I would say it's not a problem at all that that's been done, because there's actually been quality put into the game, there's been effort and care put into the sequel. And oftentimes you'll see a sequel created by companies and is nothing like the previous game. When, in my opinion, a sequel should be taking the foundation of the original and making it better. When I'm playing a sequel, I don't want to see a game where the developers have completely reinvented the wheel or anything like that. One of the best examples of, in my opinion, was a failed sequel would be The Division 2. The Division 1 was fantastic, its atmosphere was deep, it felt like the best version of The Division we would ever get, and then The Division 2 comes out and it's empty, it's boring, it's bland in terms of the atmosphere, and they just tried reinventing so much stuff and tried changing so many things around. It took away from what the original was and what the players loved. I mean, they did put a lot of good stuff into the game, but there was a lot of bad too. Whereas with Thief Simulator 2, it seems as though the bad that was in the first one has been removed and polished up and improved and everything for the sequel, and that's exactly what you've got. So when it comes to the question of is it worth buying, it's about 17 quid on Steam. I'm going to say yes, this is worth picking up. It's a lot smoother than the first one, there's a lot more to do. And providing the developer sticks to what they've said, at least in the tooltips about the DLC, there's going to be value for you to get on and off for, I'm going to say, the next couple of years or so. Obviously, it depends on the developer's plans and stuff, but overall, Thief Simulator 2, in my opinion, yes, it's worth buying. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.